Hello there and welcome back to our channel. We are the Coaster Codgers, and in today's episode we are going to be looking at another Thorpe Park coaster called Nemesis Inferno. Yeah, don't be like that. It's pretty good. Before we get into it, I'd just like to ask if you could like and subscribe to our channel. Every 10 subscribers we will be giving £1 to the Air Ambulance, which is an amazing charity here in the UK. We love them and we've used them. So yeah, so click the subscribe button, and you'll be doing some good. You'll be giving some money to charity, to a really good charity at that.
Yeah,
right.
Very good cause.
So yeah, let's get into it. Nemesis Inferno. Gets a lot of stick. It's a B&M invert. It's 29 meters high, 95 feet, so not massive. It's 700.
You know, when you always say when you B&M, it always makes me think of the shop. Bit of a shopaholic, sorry.
Other shops are available. It's 750 meters in length. That's 2,460 feet. It cost 8 million when it was built, and it was built in 2002 and it opened in 2003. Did you know? Yeah. Did you know? I've just found this out myself. It had the record for the most naked people on a roller coaster in 2004.
Cheeky.
28, but it was broken by the original Nemesis in 2004 again with 32.
Not something that maybe I'd be.
It's got 4 inversions, a vertical loop, a 0G roll, and 2 corkscrews. Screw corks.
Corkscrew. Wrap it out.
Yeah. And it often gets, I think unfairly, it gets compared to the original Nemesis at Alton Towers, and I think that's a little bit unfair. Because I'm not sure they should have called it Nemesis Inferno, to be fair. Because it's a B&M invert. There are loads of them all around the world.
Yeah.
And do you know what? Lots of people give it a lot of stick, but I quite like it.
I like it. It's a dangly one, isn't it?
A dangly one, yes. It's an invert, darling.
I know.
Yeah.
You do all the geeky stuff about them.
I do, yeah.
I just go on and
for the fun. You just like talking about them.
Yeah, I like talking about them, but I don't know all of the facts and all of the geeky
quick question.
Stuff.
What's B&M stand for? What's
bargains and more? I don't know.
Bolliger and Mabillard, Mabillard, something like that. See, I don't even know myself.
What is that? The people that made it?
Yeah.
So
it's a Swiss manufacturer.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Do you know what the first B&M invert was?
Swedes did good.
Do you know what the first B&M invert was in the world? It wasn't Nemesis.
No, in the world.
In the world, yeah.
Oh no, I haven't explored that far yet with coasters.
I think I'm right in saying, and this is coming off the top of my head from watching lots and lots of YouTube videos. I think it was Batman.
Correct us if he's wrong.
Yeah.
In the comments.
Yeah, I
think
it
quite possibly could be wrong.
I think it was Batman, which was then cloned and then cloned again and then cloned again into loads and loads of parks. 4, 6 flags, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, that's on our list to do, isn't it?
Anyway, shall we take a quick look at the POV? Now, we'll let this run all the way through so you guys can see the whole thing as well, and we'll have a little bit of a chat after it. So that was the whole POV. So this bit coming out of the station, I really like this bit coming out of the station and down the first. Well, I suppose it's the first drop. It's not the real drop, obviously. But then you go through this bit, and when they've got all these effects working, it's quite fun.
Oh, yeah, that's where you get like sprayed with sort of like water.
Well, they've got the mist on. Yeah, I think it's mist, and they've got the lights on and that, and I think it's all right. Do you know what? The theming of it, I think, is really quite good because it's themed around a volcano.
It is, yeah. Even as you're walking up it.
We'll come on to the access later on, which is a bit of a pain.
Mm-hmm.
But and then the drop isn't massive. Obviously, it's a light turn to the left and down. I think into the first loop.
That's right, yeah.
And it's just, and then you just head to there's a 0G roll there. So yeah, I think it gets a little bit flat actually, close to the end.
Yeah, it does even out, doesn't it?
And it's not as intense. And then you go into the brake run, and it's. Do you know what? I think it's really fun actually. And like I said earlier on, I don't think they should have called it Nemesis because I think it gets a lot of hate and it gets a lot of.
Inferno.
Maybe. Because the comparisons to Nemesis, I think that's where it lets itself down. Because everybody goes, oh, it's not as good as Nemesis, the original Nemesis, which it isn't. It isn't. No. But it shouldn't be compared one and the other because
I think it is. The only reason it is compared is because it is almost like a rip off of it. If you get what I mean. Yeah,
but it's only a rip off of it because they've called it the same thing.
Yeah, so if it was called just Inferno, maybe it might not have the association.
Yeah, and it was just it was another B&M invert instead of another Nemesis. That would be. I think that would be a lot better because then, you wouldn't
have that comparison.
No, it's quite forceful, though, isn't it?
Yeah, and you definitely get some good belly flicks.
Apparently, it runs at 5G, but I'm not sure
about that.
And I've heard of people greying out on it, and which I've never really understood what greying out is. What is greying out?
What is?
Because I've never really. I've understood.
Greying out is our friend on Rush.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hi, Mel.
That was quite funny.
That was hilarious.
Yeah.
Yeah. She had a bit of a moment.
She did have a bit of a.
No, it's not greying out. That's just wimping out.
I think she might disagree with you there.
No,
she did disappear into a bit of an abyss.
I think
that one.
Greying out is the G-force. That's the.
But what on this? You wouldn't get that. Surely not on this. Well, maybe on stealth.
5G is quite a lot. Apparently that's what it is. I mean, if you know any different, guys, then let us know in the comments. But yeah, I have heard.
I'm going back to this bit as well. I'm more intrigued about this world record of naked people on here. It just totally threw me when you said about that.
I'll tell you what. I'll see if I can find any pictures of it, and I'll throw them up.
Just for and giggles.
Oh, you swore. That's another pound in the jar.
Well, you did too in the last one. This is my first
one. Well, I swore like 3 times. So, yeah.
Anywho.
Yeah.
So,
apart from the ride experience itself is average.
Yes.
I would say.
Yes.
It's fun.
Do you know what? It's a nice coaster to start on, isn't it? It's a good beginner's sort of coaster.
Do you think so?
Yeah, because it's not.
I'm not sure it's a beginner's. Like, how? When you say beginner, how old do you mean? Because my boy's 9 years old, and he would never go on.
Would he be tall enough?
No, well, I don't know.
I think what's the height for this is 1.4, isn't it?
It would be 1.4.
Well, no, he wouldn't be tall enough then, would he?
No, but what did your boy?
Oh, my boy went on it, didn't he?
No, he went on.
He went on the other one, didn't he?
Yeah, Skegness. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that was 1.2 though.
Yeah, I think.
Of Ratley Vacoma.
Yeah. I don't think that was as high, but I think we're talking like at the height mark
Well,
I
at the
think
height,
for
I don't know.
early
I don't
teen.
know. I don't think so. I don't think it's a good one to start because
You're
it
not?
is quite forceful. It's got a lot of.
I think you've just got to go in there and get on with it if you're going to do it. I think you've just got to go, yeah, this is going to be loads of fun.
I'm thinking of back when I was scared to go on anything, and I don't know. I reckon I would proper poop myself if I was, you know.
No, not if you're
Because
with.
It takes the attitude to get on it, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's also about the environment, isn't it, and the people that you're with. So if you're with people who are excited, really want to go on it,
pushy. You mean pushy?
No,
Like you.
I've never made you do anything that you didn't want to do.
This is really strange because like this whole thing was my idea because I love coasters and she's the one who forces me to get on them.
I do not walk along right with his arm behind his back.
Not like
frog marching him on. That's what it's making you think. But that doesn't happen.
It doesn't take much persuasion, to be fair. But yeah, I do have to be coaxed on them a little bit, which is strange. For a coaster enthusiast, really, isn't it?
Whereas I just,
but I like to see that. I like to see that as normal because not all coaster enthusiasts are made the same as they are. You got to be. I think you got to have you've got to have a little bit of scaredness. Otherwise, it just that's what I want these days.
Yeah, at the moment, everything we've done actually doesn't actually give me that fear. That edge of fear to get on.
Well, we were talking about stealth in the last episode, weren't we? And that I said in that one that scares me getting on it. Like it makes your heart go. Nothing else does. Nemesis certainly doesn't. It's just like something that you get on and you go, "Oh, this is a lovely ride."
Yeah, and you have to be all floopy.
Well, yeah. Well, that will come on to the restraints later on.
Yeah.
Which again, I know we have. Major issues with restraints, but it is old in today's standards, I guess, isn't it?
Well, if it was opened in 2003, then yeah, it is, isn't it? You think it's 18 years old? You see,
when
20 years old?
Because like we're well old now. 2003 seems like yesterday.
I was going to say it doesn't actually seem that long ago, does it? But
no.
Yeah, it is nearly 20 years ago, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh God. Yeah, nearly 20 years ago. So
yeah,
we talked about the comparisons with Nemesis, and I think that I don't know. Do you reckon a name? Well, it was too late for a name change now, isn't it? I was just thinking if they changed the name of it, and then maybe people might give it some love, give it a bit more love.
No, I think it's a bit late for that, isn't it? Maybe it just needs a whole new sort of revamp.
How would you revamp it though?
Well, the volcano-ish type theme works well.
The only thing that annoys me about the theming is you got to walk up them steps to get to the station.
Yeah.
For normal people, I say normal.
Well, but what is normal?
We're abnormal.
What is normal?
It's difficult to get up steps. I mean, when I go to a theme park, I'll take my crutch with me anyway. And getting up the stairs, it's not that bad. I'm not, mate. But
it doesn't just do steps, does it? It goes steps, and then there's a little bit of a ramp and a slope, and like it's kind of a slope.
Last time we went there, I think that they integrate the fast track and the disabled access into one on Nemesis, don't they? They do.
Not fast track. They just do the normal queue. Oh yes, they do. Yes, sorry, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah. Because last time we were waiting ages. Weren't we? And this is another thing I want to say. If you've got disabled access to the ride, why don't you put like a bench there or something?
Yeah, every so often on the way up to the main station. Yeah. Because you find sometimes that having to stand waiting.
Every single ride, it's no chairs, there's no benches or anything like that. And you would have thought. I think that we'll do a whole video about that because I think that parks could really, really improve their access and their facilities
and their awareness. Because actually, like you say, I mean, everyone just assumes, don't they, sometimes that if you've got a disabled access pass, that you're in a wheelchair and there's wheelchair access, which is great. But actually, if you are on foot but you still struggle with mobility.
Yeah.
Some of them, I mean, like I was saying yesterday, Stealth is pretty much straight up the steps and you're at the entrance to the station.
Yeah.
Whereas this one isn't.
This one, it's a little bit more tricky,
it's a bit
isn't
more, yeah, you go up some steps and off to the right and up a slope and up a few more steps and then round another slope, which is great because it keeps you in the theme.
Yeah, and then you have to still. It was really wet, wasn't it, last time?
Yeah, well, they were spraying mist, weren't they, as well?
Yeah, but the trouble with that is that it makes the steps wet and you have to jump over
big puddles. Yeah, them up.
puddles.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, sort of. And actually, you have
unless
to
you want to get your feet wet.
Yeah, I was going to say, unless you get wet feet.
Anyway.
So yeah, improvements in that
the trains.
section.
What do you think of the trains? They are pretty much standard B&M invert trains. I think they're all right.
I think it's quite a smooth ride. Actually,
it is very smooth.
It's a very smooth ride.
It is very smooth. It's certainly the smoothest at Thorpe Park.
Yeah, one of them.
I would say it was up there with the smoothest. I would say, if not the smoothest, at Thorpe Park.
I think Swarm's smoother.
Oh, that's true. Actually, that is.
Yeah. Swarm's a really smooth ride,
Yeah.
but this isn't a bad.
It's pretty
ride.
good. I think they B&M
it's
inverts
smoother
are.
than Colossus.
Oh God! Wow. Pebbled Road is smoother than Colossus.
It's a bit harsh, isn't it? Anyhow, this one, I do think this is quite smooth, and it's quite a decent length as well.
Well, you say that, right? That 2,460 foot long, that is not a long ride, really. You know.
That's why I said it's good for beginners, in a way, because it's not. You're not stuck on it forever.
You think that well, I'm thinking more of the force for beginners, to be honest.
No, I think lengthwise, because again, it's not a massively long ride, is it?
No, but no. But I don't know. I was just thinking about the force of it compared to. I'm not sure that length. I'm not sure that length comes into it that much for a beginner. I don't know. I don't know if it would or it wouldn't, really.
Well, I think it would, because I think once they got on it, if they knew it wasn't going to last, and you could say, well, we're into the last corner, it would be the last corner because it's not that long. Whereas some...
Well, you want to have a commentary on it?
No, what, if you're trying to reassure a child who's frightened by it, then you would be talking to them, wouldn't you?
You'd be shouting at them.
Well,
you want to have a commentary on it? We're going into the loop now. Okay, corkscrew. They don't care. They don't care what they're doing. All they know is they're going all over the place, crapping themselves.
Oh, I don't know. Anywho, lengthwise, yeah, it's not massively long, is it?
No, it's not massively long. And that I was going to say that actually, they compared to some coasters that you see in the States, for example. Yeah, they tend to have quite longer rides, and I think when we finally get over there to ride a few, I think that we're going to be pleasantly surprised, because that's got a lot to do with the end question, as it were, that we're going to start doing. Is it worth the wait?
Yeah, well, but trains-wise and restraints-wise,
they're quite hard.
They're quite harsh. They are quite harsh.
But the seats are really good.
They're shaped nicely, aren't they?
If you get in them properly, don't hurt your knackers on them. Right? There's a bit in the middle. I mean, if you get that wrong,
if you're not particularly tall as well, you could
you kind of have to pull yourself up into it.
Yeah, I was going to say you have to have a decent amount of strength, don't you, to hoik yourself up into them and get yourself into them comfortably. And I think for you as well, it depends where you sit, doesn't it, on certain rides as to how comfortable you are with your hip and leg.
Yeah, well, you say that,
prefer
but
to be sometimes. on the outside, don't you?
Yeah, but I think on Nemesis it doesn't really make much difference.
No,
to be fair,
because they're all separate seats.
They're all separate seats. They're all sort of it's 4 across, isn't it? And all the seats are the same. Then there's more force at the back, I think, obviously. So, but I don't think that makes much difference on Nemesis, to be honest with you.
I prefer through all the rides. I much prefer being at the front. I just love the whole anticipation, the view of where you're going. If you're in the middle, I mean, you still get the good sensations and all the rest of it. Sometimes at the back, you can get thrown about a bit. But I don't know if that's because I'm short.
It's like, well, we said earlier on, it was quite a smooth ride. So
it is a smooth ride.
But getting thrown about a bit isn't so bad on that one.
No, it's not. But then again...
Although, having said that, I have come off of it before with the wobbles.
Having said that, again, it is another one like Stealth where you've got the bit that goes over your shoulders, haven't you?
Yeah. Well,
and again...
I'm not sure if they can improve the restraints. I don't even know. I couldn't even begin to think of the engineering needed to put lap bars on it, because that would be really, really difficult. But you could, I suppose, the later ones, I think, might have the vest restraints. You know, like they're like the ones on Swarm. Yeah, which people tend not to like, but I quite like them.
I prefer those. I do think that as far as old coasters, because it is an old coaster. Let's be honest.
Well, it's old now, isn't it? I mean, it's when I was writing down the stuff for.
And it's always been running, hasn't it?
I was thinking, is it really that old, sort of thing?
But it has always been running, hasn't it? It doesn't seem to have a lot of downtime, does it?
Very, very reliable.
It doesn't have a lot of downtime. You don't.
Which is amazing for the amount of engineering that goes into one of them. I mean, every time I look at it, I look at how the way it's built. Obviously, I'm proper geeky about it, and I'm just like, oh wow, yeah. And I think, how does that work? And how does this work? But the amount of engineering for one of them is see why it costs so much money. It's actually 8 million is actually quite cheap. Because
we'll just get one in the back garden, shall we?
Love one in my back garden. I'd love one in my. Are you going to buy one?
I'm not sure the neighbours would. But,
Oh well. Never mind.
Yeah, I suppose it's a bit like in comparison to anything, isn't it? You get what you pay for, don't you? When it comes to quality,
you get what you pay for. You get what you pay for.
I know, but if you compare where you buy something,
we'll have three quotes from 3 different roller coaster manufacturers. Thanks very much. Never take
the first quote.
It's not like you're getting a builder in. Do you know what I mean? I've got to make down the pub who can build you a roller coaster cheaper. Right? I could do it for 7 million, mate. Yeah. Anyway, anything else to say about that, Leah?
No, I don't think so. I'm just going back again, like I did in the last bit, back to RAP pass. Can you actually explain what it means? RAP pass.
Ride access pass.
Right.
RAP is a ride access pass is given to anyone with a disability. I got mine because I've got a blue badge. So you need proof, obviously.
Proof.
They used to do it where you could have proof from your doctor. They don't do that
but
anymore.
I think that's quite easy to forge, isn't it? So you have to have
pretty sure they don't do that anymore. I think you can
have
do like your PIP form or something like that, which is a benefit. Or you can just do it straight from your blue badge, which I did. Mine's actually run out. I need to go and get another one, which is fairly easy because at Thorpe Park you just go straight down to.
What's run out? Your blue badge?
No.
Oh, your ride access pass.
Yeah.
Right.
It ran out in June this year.
Yeah, well, we haven't been, have we? For a while.
But so I can get that updated, and I think in Thorpe Park, you have to go to you go through the dome, and then you go down to information.
Yes.
The information hut thing, isn't it? And then you can collect your ride access pass. Is it worth the wait? And this is something that I'm going to do every time from now on because I quite like it. So, is it worth the wait, Leah? Is it worth 30-minute wait?
Yeah. Yeah, I like it. It's a good ride.
Is it
It's
worth?
a bit of fun.
I'm going to go up a little bit more. Is it worth a 45-minute wait?
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
so an hour wait? Would you wait an hour for it?
At a push. If I'd perhaps been on a few other rides and I'd still not got on this one and I'd like to have a go on it, then yeah, I think I would an hour. But any more than that, no.
Okay. I think that I would draw the line at an hour as well. Anyway, let's wrap it up. Yeah, so that was Nemesis Inferno at Thorpe Park.
Bit of fun, nice and smooth.
Yeah, in
hour at
summary,
max
yeah. She said it all. So we will see you next time on Coffee and Coasters. What should we do next?
I thought perhaps Colossus.
We'll do Colossus next. See you next time.
Bye.
Bye-bye.